Hey, Stingray Nation. Dana Spalding here, former proud principal of Atlantic Coast High School. It's such a joy to take a moment to reflect on my time at AC. It was more than just a chapter in my career. It was a time filled with growth, laughter, and unforgettable memories. Each of you hold a special place in my heart, and I will never forget my time at AC. Whether I'm near or far, I'm always cheering you on. And as we look into the next school year, I hope that every one of you has a wonderful 25-26 school year. And I'm looking forward to seeing the continued amazing things that you do.
What truly makes me most proud about AC is that they truly embody a quote by one of my most favorite persons, Maya Angelou. She said, "If you're always trying to be normal, you'll never know how amazing you can be." There's nothing normal about AC. The newest high school, the largest high school, the most diverse in the city. We take every one of those things and we embrace being different, and everyone that steps through those doors has a place to belong and they leave being better. My son, who scored under test standards, left a very confident college prep student. My daughter, who came in quiet and shy, is leaving an AP capstone graduate, a public speaker, an accomplished artist, and so ready to take on the world.
At AC, we don't let kids just coast by. We don't let kids do the bare minimum. We make sure that no student falls through the cracks. We have this shared belief that every single student has potential and that we almost do everything within our means for every student to reach that potential. When a student is not motivated, we will find that spark that gets them interested. That a student doesn't have the necessary skills, we will build that scaffolding to help them reach their goals. There are countless stories like this at AC, and I am very, very proud to call myself a Stingray.
To be a Stingray, it has tons of meaning. First being, you have to be tough. What Atlantic Coast taught me personally, it taught me always how to respond accordingly. Without getting out of my personality, out of character. It taught me how to be a leader. It taught me how to connect. It also taught me to never stop regardless of what other people are doing or how other people may think.
It brings great pride to be a Stingray because they teach you how to take on the real world. Ever since I joined the Stingrays as a student athlete, whatever you want to call it, from 9th grade up into my senior year, they always asked me, they being the faculty and staff, where do I see myself in 5 to 10 years? You can't really think 10 days down the road. You have to think 10 years down the road. And I remember being asked these questions, where do I see myself in 5 to 10 years? I would be like, I don't even know what I'm gonna do in the next 24 hours. But they were always prepping me to be ready to take on what I have to take on now, being 25 years old.
It's your boy Jamari. I graduated class of 2018. Now currently in the United States Air Force. I didn't sign my life away. Nah, not really. The question that stood out to me though was, what did AC bring to me or show to me that I didn't realize till afterwards? It gave me clarity for myself as to what I can do and what I can accomplish. I mean, the tier of people that I've met afterwards is crazy. I mean, the warpath I've been on as far as just pursuing goals in life is crazy. Getting into the real world, just dominating in the workforce, getting promoted quickly, and now in the Air Force, I'm already on my way to becoming one of the specialist teams right here for our security detail.
Yo, what's going on? Clay Witt, 2019 graduate here, currently a sports reporter and anchor out in Monroe, Louisiana. So I'm on the news now, which is pretty sick. But yeah, what does being a Stingray mean to me? It means that we don't like Mandarin and we don't like Fletcher. Hopefully those rivalries are still going strong and we're teaching the students we do not like those kids, okay? Just on the field, obviously. What AC gave me was my best friends from the soccer field, really. Just we met a group of guys our freshman year, and till now, there's 7 of us. We still have a group chat. We still check in on each other. We still play golf, whenever we're back in Jax. And so just the group of guys that I have now in my life that I know will ride and die for me with anything, that's what AC gave me, and that's what I'll remember most about high school, just those guys and all the great memories that we had.
My favorite memory as a Stingray would definitely be sophomore year football season, first game of the year. We played at Mandarin, and we were able to defeat the Mustangs 27-24. And if you know anything about AC, you know how we feel about Mandarin, and that just felt really good to beat the Mustangs on their home turf.
And that whole week leading up to the game, everyone was like, we have to beat Mandarin. We've lost 6 years in a row. We have to beat Mandarin. And it was just a whole thing.
I don't know how it's going to finish. I don't know how it's going to finish.
So being on the sidelines for that final field goal, and we made it, and we won, that was just like the most electric thing ever.
If I get asked what is the best thing about being here in AC, I would definitely say that is the incredible support that you can receive from everyone, as when I came here, I barely knew the language and was very ashamed by that. However, I had the opportunity to take very challenging classes, and thanks to all the teacher and staff support, I was able to succeed on them. However, the relationships I built with other students and staff members made me realize to not be scared of meeting new people, especially if you're an incoming freshman. Don't be scared of just talking to new people, asking them questions, because here in the Stingray family, most people are always going to make you feel welcome, and as always, go Stingrays!
You know, I never took an AP class. I was never like an academic student. There's no one to blame but myself. But this year I was able to take AP 2D. I passed that. And then I took AP Art History, and I passed that. AP Art History, super hard, but I passed. So that's kind of cool. I never took an AP class, and that's I'm kind of proud of that. But yeah, great environment. You know, I love coming to school every day, waking up, getting to do what I like to do the most. What interests me the most was art. I developed a lot in 2 years, and this is what I did 2 years ago, and I'm able to do this. Thank you, Atlantic Coast High School.
The work and the effort that you do, that you've done each and every day, there's a lot of blood, sweat, and tears that go into, being an educator. And it's not always quantified on a test score or on an AP score, that sometimes those things are not reflected, like your efforts. And I'd say the thing about high school, especially about high school, sometimes you don't have the benefit of seeing those kids or people that you work with to know the impact that they've had. I know that's true for me, but it absolutely has a benefit, and it's so difficult to quantify. I'd say it's nearly impossible, the impact that you have. So I hope you guys have an outstanding year. I hope everyone's doing well. Shout out to my history department, SLA, PLA, CSS, as well as, last but not least, my PE department. What's up, guys? You guys take care and be well.
It all started on April 28, 2025, my freshman year. I had been stressing about this EOC for months and months on end, and here was the day. My two friends had been doing the same. We all had a group chat, scared for 7th period chemistry. I remember freaking out the class before, believing that I would fail. As soon as I walked into the classroom, I felt dread fall upon my shoulders. The exam was today, and there was no escaping it. As soon as I sat down, I realized that there was no escaping this. I opened my laptop, put in the password, and entered the test. Dear God, I was cooked. The first questions my eyes bore, I had no idea how to solve it. My plan was, do your best and forget the rest. I really was forgetting the rest. Every question that I went through, I felt lost and confused. I turned my head back to face my friend who studied the most. She looked confused, like she had no idea what she was doing. Some part of me wanted to accept failure. The other part pushed on as I was answering. At the end, I passed. With a low score, but I passed. Not my most fond memory as AC, but a memory that sticks with me nonetheless.
I think that my favorite moment at Atlantic Coast was during my sophomore year, and it was October 31st, Halloween. It was a B-Day, and I had Mr. Kushner for Digital Video Tech 1, 7th period, and that day it was an assignment where we had to learn how to edit a video and using like a green screen and then change the background. And I remember that day people were like coming to school with like costumes, everybody's dressed up as characters. I didn't really do anything. I was just in a sweater and jeans, but one of my friends decided to bring me a chicken costume,
And so I wore it during his class and basically for like the rest of the day. And then I also borrowed this like pink cowboy hat from one of our other friends. And so that day, he asked for a volunteer in our class to basically do the Thriller dance in front of the green screen in the green room. And nobody was volunteering, and I felt like really funny in that costume, and I was like, I'll do it. And I said that as a joke to my friend. And then I ended up actually volunteering to do it. And so I did the Thriller dance in front of the green screen, and everybody had to edit it as the assignment. And I remember he posted it on the Morning Rays on Instagram, and it was like really funny. Like, it's something I'll probably never forget. So I think it's just really cool how comfortable I was with him as like a teacher, and like comfortable in that class and in the environment to do something that's like really embarrassing like that.
One thing that gave me the most pride at AC was the teachers, faculty, and staff. Not only they're doing a job, but also they were invested in your future. One thing I did not realize about AC is that it gave me leadership skills, like through the society, which is leadership organization for young women.
When I was at Atlantic Coast High School, I pioneered the first ever fashion club that we had there. I was able to help our students host a really big show at the end of the year. We had a few different parts to it. A lot of students designed and even sewed their own looks for the show, and it was really, really fun. It gave a lot of students a creative outlet that we didn't have before at the school. And I believe that creating that outlet for myself really cultivated my experience at Atlantic Coast. Now that I'm a model, I can see how those early memories shaped the path that I'm on, and I'm proud to have created a space for other people to explore that as well.
Hello, my name is Amanda Ribeiro, and I am the parent of Levi Hannah. He attended Atlantic Coast High School in 22, 23, and 24. I'm coming to you live from Brazil right now. We have relocated here, but I wanted to hop on and number one, give my dearest thanks to the team with Miss Ellison and Miss Ridge and all of the people that were there, and Dr. George, and just the School of Atlantic Coast. I do not know what we would have done without you guys for sure, but as most of you know, Levi lost his battle to a heart and liver transplant in October of 24. But the team there at Atlantic Coast was phenomenal with helping me along the journey. Became more like a family. Visited him in Gainesville when he was admitted, and was always loving and caring and stopping by and supportive. But I think two of the biggest milestones that stood out the most was showing up to his celebration of life and the support that we got from the team there. And everyone was there. Dr. George showed up. I was very shocked that everyone showed up and showed their love and support. And the honor, standing ovation at his early graduation.
Levi Hannah.
Dr. George didn't think twice to allow Levi to experience a graduation. That was one of his requests because he wasn't projected to graduate for another 3 years, and that just meant a lot. And you guys saved his name for last, and when the audience stood up and the graduating class stood up and honored him with an applause, it just meant so much to him and to us, and we talked about that. Atlantic Coast is a family for sure. I'm forever grateful. We love you guys, and we're always supporting Atlantic Coast. Go Stingrays.